So, tell me, what are we going to talk about today?
Today on Keepin the Geek Bros, episode 99-ish. Nintendo Switch.
Dude, seriously.
It is 99-ish.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch Android app might be the best Joy-Con drift solution yet. GameStop, we can stay open during lockdowns because we're essential retail. Fallout 76 fans are hoarding toilet paper and jacking up the prices. Xbox Series X versus PS5. Doom Eternal breaks franchise. Animal Crossing New Horizons sold 1.88 million retail copies in the first 3 days. Adobe gives Creative Cloud users 2 months free. How the current closures could change Disney World forever. Star Wars just resolved a Return of the Jedi plot hole. Rick and Morty goes full Power Rangers with Super Sentai gag. Jeremy Renner wants to lower child support payments due to coronavirus pandemic. Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 review episode 4 and 5. Squeezy Bits picks. Costco says you're not allowed to return high-demand items, and NVIDIA is calling on gaming PC owners to put their systems to work fighting COVID-19. All this and more on this week's episode of Keepin the Geek Bros, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the Geek Bros.
Yes! Keepin the Geek Bros podcast. I'm your host, Vine. With me, my fellow Geek Bros.
Darth Flex.
Garbanzo.
Yeah, Roz.
Yes, before we get to today's topics, my man Darth Flex, tell these fine people where to find us on social media.
Of course. So you guys could check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And you can send us emails at geekbros with a 0 at yahoo.com. Send us cool stuff like puppies or whatever you're doing for the quarantine. Or send us gamer tags so we can play with you on a quarantine. Also, you can check cool stuff out, articles, real news, fake news, funny stuff, and Vibe Being a Father on Facebook.com/Geek Bros with a 0. And the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place!
WeBeGeeksPC.com.
There was no whisper. Where was the first place? Nobody did a whisper.
Well,
Nobody did.
Our voices are not what they should be because of the Rona.
Oh, of course, the Rona.
Rona.
That's the excuse. It works. It's the Rona. All right.
And then if you want to check out these these healthy voices during this epidemic of milk chocolate, cafecito, café con leche, and Egyptian cinnamon, you can check us out on youtube.com/Vibe Studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
Yes, and of course, the Vibe Studios website is back. It's not as updated as I'd like to, but, still check it out. It's there. And of course, coming soon, it's going to be youtube.com/GeekBros, GEEKBR0S, where you'll be able to find all the video recaps and everything as we are continuing our branding. So, before we move on, here's comments and questions from you, the audience, and there's a whole bunch, because I was lazy last week. From Facebook, one of us fine Geek Bros decided to post a very, very homoerotic picture.
It's not homoerotic.
What is it?
It's just Thanos.
Erotic?
And no, it's just
erotic. Yeah, it's just
a
erotic.
guy who's
just
comfortable
erotic?
in his body.
I understand. It's a it is a almost nude Thanos, fully muscular. I would say is that a G-string or a banana hammock or what exactly we call it?
Yes, I will agree with both those terms.
Fantastic, and he's very well toned, So we had a comment from Charmaine. You think he stand? That's a tan purple. Can you tell? Purple stand?
Kind of
if you
pale,
look at
no?
his previous iterations, he was a completely different shade of purple. So I'm just assuming he's got some sun.
This is vacation Thanos.
He looks good.
Vitamin D.
He looks
green falls all over him.
Vitamin
So
D.
how do you get that kind of definition, Flex?
steroids.
Excellent. So Charmaine kind of commented. She goes, because he's wearing a thong, is that gold or is it this small? So yeah, she was commenting on that.
Hey, listen, some people are just growers, not showers. Okay?
That is true. That is
Plus,
true.
he has the reality son. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He makes that shit look like an elephant trunk.
That is true. That is true too. The next comment we posted Mandalorian season 2 cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, and Renee, our big man, Renee, he says, "What's the surprise? They mentioned this months ago. She's practically begged them to play the role. I didn't know that. I saw the
We talked about it.
that she begged to play the role.
No, not that she begged, but it's been.
No, I know we've talked about it, but I didn't know she really wanted it like that. So actually, when I was looking it up, I saw the interviews where she's like, "Well, I'd love to." I've asked them. I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that she really wanted to play the role." That was news to me. So, Jean Carlo commented at Renee, "My issue with this is why isn't she in the original trilogy then? You see her in the Rebels, help start the rebellion, and now she pops up after it's all over. Where was she when Luke showed up? I'm sure there's something out there that will explain it. Just haven't seen or heard it yet." And I totally agree. As I think Ahsoka's character, anything past the Clone Wars breaks canon in my opinion, because she is super powerful. I mean, she has a connection to the daughter, and that whole Mortis arc. There's no reason why she wasn't there. And the second big baddie of the universe was her master. You don't walk away from that. But then again, I mean, The Last Jedi does say otherwise. So, Darth Flex, however, says, "I don't think she has the range for it." Explain that comment. What do you think is on the range for it?
She just doesn't. Like, I don't think she could pull this off.
I think she can, but it's just not going to be. It's going to be hashtag not my Ahsoka kind of thing.
Yeah. It's going to be like the Solo movie. Not the show. Not the show. The show so far has been amazing.
Yes.
It's just Ahsoka itself.
Yeah, I agree. Who is that? What is that in the background?
My counter to that, by the way, is it's not like we've had spectacular actors in the Star Wars franchise.
Of course.
Anakin Skywalker was the protagonist for 3 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.5.
I don't blame him. I blame
such a handsome guy.
So, the artist formerly known as. Oh, you gonna say something?
No.
You guys want to say?
No.
What? Last Jedi? What?
Nope. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Okay, not a problem. Absolutely. Garbanzo, do you think the existence of Ahsoka breaks canon? Is that a canon breaker? Post anything post the Clone Wars, of course.
All right. Here's my thing, right? So, the way that I've gotten to the conclusion that nothing really breaks canon. Nothing, because you can retcon anything you want, and the thing is that people, they can bring in or take anybody out who they want, as long as they can justify it with some kind of story. I'm willing to listen and see where it goes from there. She may not even come back as. That's the thing is, she may not even come back as a live Ahsoka. She may come back as a Force ghost. I don't know. We don't know. We're just assuming that she's going to jump around and be in the flesh, or maybe she did survive and dies in this time period. She survives the prequels, but I mean the original trilogy. That whole era, because maybe she was in a coma. People go in comas all the time. She could be in stasis. Got it. She could be in a dream. It could all have been a dream. I don't know. I am to the point where I just don't care. I will enjoy. I'm going to do Star Wars for being Star Wars.
But I mean, Garbanzo doesn't you saying I don't care. I'm just going to enjoy Star Wars for being Star Wars.
He hates that.
Doesn't that take away from the mythology, the lore? What about the lore?
I got your lore right here.
Okay,
bro.
Listen. The only movies that actually put any new lore into the Star Wars universe was the prequels, and a lot of people don't like the prequels. Guess what? Still, all the newest lore that came out of the Star Wars franchise, and the largest amount in a big bulk was actually because the sequel trilogy is just rehashing the original trilogy.
That's the Dim's fighting words. Hold on now. Watch it.
What?
Hold on now.
I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Hold on now.
I'm sorry. They give us the new Sith planet, which is in Korriban. Whatever.
Yeah.
exit door.
Listen,
That's
listen.
that's what it was. It was exit
They
door.
gave us
Something, right?
a fantastic new arc for Luke. Okay, they gave us the dyad in the Force. They gave us Sith cloning. Okay, I mean, what do you mean? It does lore galore.
And Babu Frick.
Babu Frick was the shit. Okay, that's it. I love Babu Frick. Hey, listen. Okay.
Okay, look, it is what it is, man. It's
It breaks my heart to hear you say that. It is what it is. It breaks my heart because, I mean, you were just so. Oh, now you're just like.
I
"Oh,
no
come
listen.
here."
I love Star Wars.
I didn't say you didn't. I didn't say you
No,
didn't.
no, no,
But
hold
I
on.
mean,
But I will.
the sparkle isn't in your eye anymore. That's
There
what I can
isn't.
say.
There's nothing. No, the whole thing is that I I can't. I don't like. I don't like people being placated. I feel like being placated. I think that the current Star Wars situation is where they're just kind of giving what a lot of fans want. But the problem is that not all fans are going to like it. I personally used to hate the prequels.
Interesting.
I did. I used to hate the prequels. I was one of those prequel haters. Then I actually had to sit down with someone who was a little younger than me and had a conversation about it and how they saw the prequels. And I looked at it through their eyes and I kind of thought about it. I'm like, okay, so you know what? It's still Star Wars and everything has a reason. People used to make fun of Jar Jar Binks. And honestly, I have no problem whatsoever with Misa Binks. The whole thing is that everything can be explained in one way or another. Whether or not you like the explanation, it doesn't really matter.
Oh man, I love the prequels because I'm like you old fucks. I was 8 years old when it came out, so it's pretty good.
I think the prequels were a fantastic business venture because we old no I'm saying we old fans expected the movies to be tailored to us or mature, but he went back and said, no, I'm going to start with kids again and build up a whole new generation with it.
I was a kid
there, and that's why I believe it was brilliant on his part. Instead of our fans are probably going to be in their 20s and 30s now. No, I need their kids to be watching it.
I mean,
so that was a good brilliant business venture in my opinion, story wise aside. Then again, trade federation taxation. All right, we're gonna move on to
wait before we go. Does us getting Rosario as Ahsoka mean we might get Sam Witwer as Starkiller?
That would be the shit. That would be the shit.
I don't see why not.
Because if they're just pulling people out of their asses, why not?
At least and
Ahsoka's just as stupidly overpowered as Galen Merrick.
But I mean, she's canon though. They'd have to bring him back into canon, and I don't see how.
Yeah, they just say, "Oh, he was on vacation the whole time."
Oh God!
Whatever.
Oh God! Please, no.
What was it? Some telenovela excuse? Give me something, Garbanzo.
They thought he was dead.
He was in a coma. Also, they were both in a coma together.
He could be off in the far regions of deep space.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
He ran out of fuel on his ship.
He did.
So he's been slow boating the entire time back.
Or he could have been taken prisoner by the Chiss Ascendancy.
Mm-hmm. No, and then on the way here, he ran into some Ferengis, and then they helped him out.
No, I got it. So he's Darth Vader's apprentice. Sent him out into the unknown region to go spy on the Chiss. Runs out of fuel. Okay, and then somehow magically that Star Destroyer appears with Ezra and. Yeah, hold on, Ezra and Thrawn. Thrawn turns Ezra with the help of when did the Vulcans come in? No, Spock comes in that lightning storm in space later on.
Oh, okay, later we get Spock. Okay.
So stupid. With the help of Galen Merrick, Thrawn's able to turn Ezra, and by the time Sabine and Ahsoka get there, Ezra kills Sabine because he needs to kill somebody that he cares about to ascend. What's her name? Ahsoka kills what's his name now? What's that guy's name again? Ezra. Wait, no, he did the Soul Stone? No. Thrawn runs off to the Chiss Ascendancy, and Galen Merrick and Ahsoka are locked in battle across the unknown regions for 30 years.
Okay,
And eventually Ahsoka wins and comes back to the galaxy and finds out what's going on. There you go.
Do they fuck?
No, it's not
No.
that kind of. It's not the kind of thing that it's
This is
they're
Star
locked in
Wars.
battle.
Listen, if you're writing
They
fan
just talk
fiction,
about it.
you can do
First
whatever
of
you
all,
want.
if they can write siblings kissing, and probably going further than that, they can have Ahsoka and.
Okay, so maybe they make love
My
before
God,
she
dude.
finds out that he turns
Yeah.
helped turn Ezra. How about that? They meet. They don't know who each other are. They make some sweet love.
Hovering in the air because they're overpowered.
Hovering in the air in space, by the way, in
Yeah.
space. They're doing it in space.
Yeah.
All right. And
Oh,
they
my-
both float back over. Ezra has the eyes, and he's like, "Oh my God, Ezra, what happened? They showed me the truth, and let me show you." Kill Sabine, and then she kills him, and now
and
star-crossed
you know-
lovers are mad at each other.
And then Naruto comes in and uses
No.
Sharingan.
No, that's
No.
the next movie, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry.
nope, you can't do that.
You're
Wow.
putting way too
way
much
to,
into it.
way to ruin the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, that would have
Well,
done it.
that was the end of that. We're moving on now. This is going way out of far. We should do this for all the fanfic nonsense. This is great. All right. The artist formerly known as Pink Jess, now Mrs. Disney Wifey. I'm sorry. Mrs. Disney Wifey sent us a meme. It's a black man in a yellow what is that? Is that a suit or a
Suit.
jacket? And he's doing this, and it says Jehovah's Witness, knowing that everyone's gonna be trapped inside.
Mhm.
Gonna be at home basically. So she's like, this should be on the podcast. So I put it in there. It was funny. It was funny at the moment. Now everybody doesn't care.
Because everybody's inside of it, and
Pretty much.
because they're all hanging out there. Because they're now. Do I got a question? Do they knock on their own doors?
Like,
They
do they go
probably-
outside and knock on their door and then go back into their house?
Like no, like
No,
go
they're
to
all-
other
they're all-
Jehovah Witnesses and be like, "Have you?"
Yeah, and
ever,
then they're, and then they're
kinda-
like, "Yo, I'm actually in the club," and then they keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
they flashed the Dakota ring. You know,
Yeah.
like the way it was in Last Jedi. It's and like and they kind of just shut the door and back up.
Yeah, it's a little. It says it's a little JW, so they're like JW represent, and then they roll
You know.
out.
But if you're the top, if you're the top level though, it's like one of those fish. It's one of those like Jesus fish.
That's like,
So, just so you know, but yeah, Illuminati confirmed. So the next comment that we have, it was the official debut of our new caricatures, myself, Garbanzo, and Darflexus, on the still work in progress Geek Bros title page or brand page for the Vibe Rev Studios website. And we got a comment from one Natalie Marie. She goes, "I love with hearts and stars," and I think it's a
Money
somebody
face.
stick out their thumb. Is that a money tongue face?
Money
So-
tongue, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to check it out, it's there. It is 3 caricatures. It's gonna be the new thumbnail, the new everything. Once I finish playing with it in Photoshop, that's what she said. And so look forward to it. It was supposed to be debuted on our 100th episode. That is right now in flux. We're probably gonna be doing a couple of 99s until then. So I said, might as well just throw it out there. Very proud of the artist that I was negotiating with for months to have this done. I know you guys gave me a quick. Well, we'll talk about it when we get into the Geek Bros thing. Okay, so moving on. Oh, we have more comments. Tapestry 737 said, "Yay!" Darflex says we all look Asian. I guess why? Because of our squinty eyes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you do know that these, except for my photo is literally just based upon the original one and the one picture, but Garbanzo's, his face is from one picture. His body is doing the thumbs up is from another one. Your face is from one picture, and then your body and your position of your hand.
Oh,
Is
we can tell you're. Well, we can tell in your picture you're right-handed.
so.
That arm is thick.
It is actually. I was looking at it today in the mirror.
Oh, that's my left hand. That's my left hand.
Jillian gives me shit about it all the time.
JJ's.
Oh,
You just have a large hand, very thin female leg wrist. It's dainty.
Oh, so now moving on. I'm gonna play these now. This is from Squeezy Bits. I left that picture up to remind me because unfortunately, if you play the videos, you get to play them twice, and after that, they disappear. So we don't play the videos anymore until we get to the podcast. So here we go. Let me see what he has to say. And I can't hear him. Don't tell me it's going to my thing again, is it?
Mm.
It's going. It's going
What's he recording these on?
He's getting his bore punched.
hold on.
How's it going to your earpiece if you don't have them in?
That's what I'm saying. Is that these Raycons, they're great, but they also are weird. Like they
Wait, Raycons? Are you talking about the Ray J ones? That
the
Ray
J
J?
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raycon. They were really good at first, but now
Sounds
they're
like-
causing serious.
Yeah.
Would you get them Wish.com?
Yeah, it's still connected. No, no, I went to Raycon.com. All right, now I got it. All right.
/wish.
Backslash.
See y'all later.
Okay, hold on.
Whatever. See y'all
God
later.
damn it. God damn it. Oh no, don't tell me I lost them.
You
Come
broke
on.
it.
There it is. Yep. Play again. Oh well.
Say hi to y'all, and wondering if you guys want to eventually do a collab, maybe some sort of review that you can give each other shout outs on your channel and my channel. Say hi to y'all.
Oh well, I lost it. I messed it up. But basically, Squeezy Bits, being I guess what he said, motivated or inspired by what we do. He's basically starting his own channel with his own reviews, based upon the one that he sent over. So he's asking if we want to do a collaboration between our two channels for a movie review, and that goes without saying. Of course we do it. I mean, of course. What we can do is like a very long review and put half on our channel and half on his channel and you know, share the load. So yes, Squeezy Bits, we do want to do it. We still actually have to connect, I guess, after the virus stuff, so we can do our promo with all these things that I purchased, the explosion thingies for a while ago. So,
Yeah. We can just stand 6 feet apart from each other.
so you know, but
Can
I
we
really,
get those big bubbles and just kind of walk around those bubbles?
how much did that cost?
No idea.
And
A lot
then
more than
You
we
should
have
also
spent.
ignite the smoke bomb inside of the bubble. It'd be fucking awesome.
That isn't that like suicide?
Yeah.
Sure,
Culpable
bitch.
suicide.
Only,
Good point. Good
Oh,
point.
only if you stop breathing. Okay.
Yeah.
Only if you stop breathing. And moving on, YouTube comments. That's youtube.com/ViberRev Studios. Episode 98 is Squeezy Bits himself. I'm glad you guys are fans of Scrubs too. I have all the episodes on DVD. I have them all on DVD too, and it's fantastic. Even in mid school, I love it.
You guys should make out.
The next,
Yeah.
we will. He's a very pretty man. The Geek Bros video recap of the Corona special. Squeezy Bits says, I flippin' love 4chan, but seriously, toilet paper, get yourself a Filipino friend and ask for a tutorial on how to use, what is it?
Bubble.
How to use Tabo? Oh, pronounce Laboi? Taboi? Okay. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. You need to get on this podcast and tell us what you're talking about, because I can't pronounce that stuff. You
It's
know
like
that.
a little cup. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, and it does
Oh,
something for
it's-
your butt?
Is it like the 3 shells?
Similar to the 3 shells. I would assume. I never saw how the 3 shells worked.
And
No, it can only. They never explained it. I still think that would be the greatest thing ever if they can explain the 3 shells.
But from the, I believe there was an interview with the actual directors and writers. There is no explanation. It was literally just put in there. It was a throwaway line. There is no explanation for it. So, but anyway, moving on to episode 90. Is that 8 again? I think. Yes, it is episode 8. Excuse replied. He says Dave Franco is underrated. He's underrated. I don't like. I wrote this there. I don't really like Dave Franco. I don't like how he portrays his characters. I couldn't stand. He seems to play the same person in every show. In my opinion, it's the exact same reflection, the exact same personality. He's cocky and he's annoying. Cole was a pain in my ass in Scrubs Med School. Yeah, at the end he became more lovable or whatever, but he played the exact same character in 21 Jump Street, and I couldn't stand it either. So I want to he's got a really punchable face to me. That's just that. That's just me. I don't know. You guys know anything about Dave Franco or Scrubs? And
He's got a more famous brother.
I love this, Frank.
Yeah, he's got a much more famous brother.
I think they're
Definitely.
both pretty fucking funny.
Oh, you would.
I
and
think
that is
he
it.
and his brother should do a remake of Men at Work, the
Him and his brother
Emilio
did a-
Estevez, Charlie Sheen movie about garbage
good.
men.
They did the Disaster Artist. That actually was a pretty good movie.
It was good, but it wasn't.
It wasn't fantastic. And he still sounded like the same person to me. But I liked the Disaster Artist. I actually enjoyed that movie, by the way. So anyway, and that is it. Comes a question from you, the audience. Gents, anything to report?
No. Well, my dog broke her tooth. She got surgery yesterday.
How'd you break her tooth?
Yeah.
She was ripping apart one of her stuffed animals, and I don't know. She just sat down and spit her tooth out.
Wow.
She's got some pretty good meds right now. Though she's like knocked out on the floor.
Nice.
That's about it.
Cool.
Go Bonzo.
Me, spending a little bit more time at home. Hopefully not for very much longer. Trying to be safe. Missing my mom.
Oh,
Happy to be. I'll tell you one thing though. I'm trying to just try to do more like around the house, like since I'm home more often, to kind of take a little off the pregnant wife. Have so she can actually relax a little bit more.
Your wife's pregnant?
We've discussed this.
Carry on.
Like, surprise! Okay, sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Never tells me anything. Wasn't even invited to the wedding.
So it's just challenging because I will say though the best thing is I got a little chance to play some Diablo 3 and with Roz and
we'll get to Diablo 3. We'll get to Diablo 3.
And that's all I got. That's all I got to know.
Mr. Roz.
Oh, one more thing.
Mr. Gabanzo.
Dr. Pepper cream soda. Just trust me.
Yeah.
Just.
Oh my God! I saw that. I heard about it. Is it really good?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Joey, we're gonna go get some Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Give me some. I can't
It's
find
really
it
good.
anywhere.
And if you can't find it,
with some ice
listen.
cream.
If you can't find it, it's just as good if you get cream soda and Dr. Pepper and mix them.
We'll mix it together.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna make a
There you
Dr.
go.
Pepper cream soda float because I'm curious. We saw it, but my son and I saw it, and we looked at it and we're like, oh my God, this probably tastes delicious. But I said, no, let's move on. Let's go. But now that you said something, that means that fate is telling me that I deserve some Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
So, Mr. Roz.
Nothing much, man. Just living in this semi-quarantine lifestyle. Been playing the hell out of Doom. Doom Eternal is amazing. Been helping Garbanzo with Diablo and playing some Monster Hunter again. But outside of that, just, oh man, Doom Eternal. It's amazing and so violent and so good.
Yeah, we got to get you to review Doom Eternal next podcast. I'd love to put it in now, but we've got too much stuff already. For myself, nothing really much to report. I can say that I've officially been tested for COVID-19, the coronavirus.
Rest in peace.
That was today. I went over to our park, which is literally, it's been taken over by, I don't know if that's the National Guard or whomever, but there are a bunch of Army types there. They're all in camo.
Boy Scouts.
I was wondering. I said, "Where's Flex? Why is he not suited up here with the rest of them, locking down this
Because
this
that's bitch
bastion
work.
of humanity?"
Because that's
It's
first
so
of all,
true.
out of the military. Second of all, that's bitch work.
I didn't know you were out of the military. I thought you were on leave or
No, I
reserve
already
or
did
something.
about 8 years, bro.
I didn't know you did 8 years already. I could have sworn you were on I don't know, reserve or something. Like when the zombies start rising from the ground, you'll be called up and you'll mobilize the CB Swift Park with everybody else.
No, because believe it or not, military-grade weapons suck. So it's better to be a civilian in the zombie apocalypse.
Wow, that's interesting right there. But anyway, so I went to CB Swift Park. It is cordoned off. They have a bunch of cones everywhere. There's police activity. You have to keep your windows rolled up. You have to put your 2 forms of ID on your dashboard. They have to read it through your glass. If you do have an appointment and you're expected there, they put a nice like R on your car. You drive through and you go to each checkpoint, and they're gonna check it. The first checkpoint, they verify who you are. There's nobody else in the car. The next checkpoint, they verify who you are, and then they put your testing kit on your where your windshield wipers are. Okay, and then you drive up. Next checkpoint, they verify who you are again. They verify your face, your picture, all within with your things rolled up, and what's in there. Then you move up to the person who's gonna swab you. Now what they do is they have crack your window about halfway, and it's the longest Q-tip biggest Q-tip I've ever seen, and they dips it into the car, angles it up into your nose, all the way through to where you're tasting it in your throat, and then they swab. They do this. Then they slowly pull it out as you gag. That's what she said, and they put it in. They put it in the test kit, and then you'll find out. So that was my experience today of being tested for COVID-19. It was very different, and my throat and my nose felt really weird after since then, and
How long
really
did it take
irritated.
you?
It literally 10 minutes.
That's great.
I
In and
don't
out?
know.
That's awesome.
10
In
minutes?
and out, in and out, in and out.
That's
Whatever
great.
long lines or massive crate chaos there was before when I got there, there was no lines. There was a bunch of cones, but they weren't out in the street. And basically, what they're telling people is that if you want to get tested, you have to make an appointment and you have to have symptoms, or you have to be a
Yep.
first responder, or you have to be particular
High
case,
risk.
high risk, or whatever it is. So
I will say this though. Speaking of that, those test the test kits themselves, from my understanding, that there's a bunch of them that they come in recently. The one thing that they don't have as many is those big Q-tips.
Yeah.
Right. Which apparently, I don't know if anybody else saw the special on it was some show on in New York that they used about 37 of these Q-tips to test areas of New York because just to prove that yes, people are infected. I got angry. I don't know. I'm just saying.
oh wow, because they wasted it, huh?
Yeah, I mean that's 37 people right there we could have tested.
True, it's true,
I mean,
but
New York has the best testing ratio in the country, so I mean they can spare the kits.
yeah,
Maybe,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, it was
I
it was
like
an experience. I have not got my results yet. I'm going to be getting them electronically. I'm pretty sure I'm fine, but I was ordered to due to potential exposure, and that was the end of that. So, that's what's going on with me. So, next question.
Oh, what's going on with the Geek Bros?
The Geek Bros have plenty to talk about. Of course, episode 98 video recap is up. Now, like I discussed before, the new host character the new host character pictures and animations have debuted on Instagram. Please check it out. Geek Bros with a 0. They're there. We like them. You should like them too. Gents, this is where I'm going to ask you about your characters. I'll just say I love mine. Mine looks great. So, Flex, how do you feel about yours?
I like it a lot too. I like it a lot like my mother.
You like it what?
I look like my mother, but like from here up, I have my mother's face. Yeah. She doesn't have facial hair.
Oh, I was gonna say your mom's been very handsome, but Garbanzo, how do you feel about yours? I think yours came up the best in my opinion. Just throwing that out there.
I like the creativity of the bean giving the thumbs up on the shirt. The only thing that I would add to it or do anything, but I know it's really really hard to only because of the size. No, if they were to be able to put like my tattoo on his arm, but that's okay. That's the only thing that I would have done differently.
The tattoo, I don't know how. I mean, he's good, but I don't know how good he is.
No. It can be done, but not for cheap. And I don't think we should just spend the money on that right now.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But okay, yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you both have your own PNG versions of them. Again, you're welcome to do with it what you want.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. So we have the PG versions. Is there like rated X versions?
No.
PNG.
PNG, the transparent background.
Okay. I said PG versions. I'm thinking about like
no. PNG.
The ones that you have, just like hey.
So, if you want to, do whatever you want with it, and again, it's there for you guys as well. But Roz, I mean, you're the brand new guy here, so yours will be coming eventually. How did you? I mean, you saw it. What did you think of our new caricatures?
I think they're pretty cool. I like them.
I like that.
You weren't kidding. Garbanzo's is like creepily perfect.
Oh God, he did really well with Garbanzo's, and Garbanzo's was the one that I gave him the most notes on because he had to work from 2 or 3 pictures, plus the bean and what kind of shirt it was. So, but he did. I think he did Garbanzo's last. If I have to be honest with you, I think he did it last. But Garbanzo, spot on. I love that. I was like, oh my God.
No. I love that. Trust me.
So, Garbanzo's front and center. He's in the lineup now since we're all like this way and this way. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm a geek bro. So. He looks proud. He looks proud, which is good. All right. The 100 episode update just reminded you guys that even though shortly I will be promoting the 100 episode, the script has went out. You'll start hearing it at the beginning of each episode, each 99 point something episode. But it is currently indeterminate. It's to be announced, and once we get things rolling and everything's back up, as soon as they lift the ban on gatherings and 10th Level Tavern is open again, we will be then booking. I would like to say the very next weekend, but we'll have to take some time. But we will let you guys know it's still planned I'm almost certain that our former host Juancho will be returning for that as well. So we're looking pretty good. So stay tuned. We're gonna be on 99 point whatever for a while until we get to 100, hopefully, and we'll go from there. I'm still excited. Let's play video game streaming. I'm gonna have Garbanzo and Raz talk about this because we're playing some games and potential streaming in the future. Guys, hit that up while I turn off this stupid alarm.
I mean,
Oh man, yeah. Just
go
streaming.
ahead, Ross. We're gonna be Roz. At the end, Roz, would you just in case you want to continue keeping your gamer tag private for right now?
Nah,
I
no
will
problem.
Okay, we can because we're gonna. I would say you can always find me on if I do stream, it's gonna be on Mixer. Along probably with Braz or some other buddies of mine, whoever I'm playing with. If not with Braz and not with Geek Bros, we just do either way. It's a BEANTKE 278 on Mixer on the Xbox. And Braz?
It's Mythos MEETHOS 1 on Mixer.
There you go. So keep an eye out for those, and then hopefully you'll be able to catch us on there. And if you want to join the chat, we'll let you know. It just fair warn though, if you do start saying inappropriate things, you will be asked to leave.
Oh no,
Once.
You won't be asked. We'll bring down the ban hammer.
Okay, I was just trying to be nice, but yeah, if you're down for the ban hammer, I'm down for it as well.
I like that. All right, well,
baseball.
So, if this is your first time listening to our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Now, YouTube has recently changed its algorithm to favor corporate channels, so independent productions like ours aren't being recommended. It's reducing our views and it's limiting our exposure to new audience. We can't get anybody new to watch us. So, without further ado, episode 99-ish starts now. The coronavirus update. COVID-19. Now, I've just realized what COVID-19 actually means. Now, it means it is a shortened acronym of Corona. So the CO comes from Corona, the VI comes from virus, and the VI comes from virus, and the D comes from disease. The -19 comes from 2019. COVID-19 literally means coronavirus disease 2019. So that's kind of interesting. So, as of right now, and this comes for courtesy of the CDC.gov, I put .gov, we have 54,453 total U.S. cases reported. New York City, Cali, South Florida are on lockdown, if not more. Over 26,000 cases in New York City alone. Over 1,373 cases in Florida. 41% being in Broward, which is our... Well, I mean, Garbanzo, you're in Dade, but you're kind of in there too, which is our backyard.
I'm on the cusp.
Yeah, you're
I'm just close enough.
Just the tip.
I'm close enough where I can say like, yes, I'm part of it, or when things go bad, I'm like, no, I'm down here.
So, you guys, gentlemen, as we are, some of us are on lockdown, some of us are still going to work. Anything you want to add to the coronavirus update personally?
Just staying home.
I wish I could stay home.
You wish you could stay home. So Garbanzo and Roz are staying home and want you to stay home, and of course myself and Darflex want to stay home, but we are reporting in to our jobs.
And one quick thing, and just besides just staying home, it's the fact is that if you do have to go out to get any essential stuff, like beer, food, whatever it is that you find, like whatever you find essential, because people have different needs. Diapers, anything you need, just please be mindful of others around you. Please understand that if you are going to say pick up food at a window, don't do what the lady did last night, which is stand by the window. Don't let anybody else come up to you to get the food. And yet when someone tries to get close, say, excuse me, 6 feet. No, that's not how this works. You still have to be courteous, and to everybody, if you're not the only person that's dealing with this, unless you're willing to have someone come up to you and be with a few inches away, make sure that you have to move around too. So just be nice, be courteous, and just because, just there's not a time to, just the last time to be, not to be a dick. And also, stop partying. Stop hanging out in large crowds at pools and in apartment complexes. I know it sucks to be inside, but large gatherings like that, it's still, you're putting yourself and your family at risk. So that's it. Sorry, I'm coming off the soapbox.
I agree. Please be kind. Rewind.
Nice.
So yeah, that's about it really. I'm Flex is doing his guard duty, so he's rocking out with that. And I of course am in healthcare, and we're considered essential, so they're not letting me go home. And that's really about it. It's not pandemonium yet, and hopefully it won't be. But that's pretty much it. Anything else you guys want to add to this before we move on? Oh, did I mention back in the stuff to mention? I don't know if I told you guys. I think I got it in between podcasts. I do have a second camera now for the studio. The first camera, which has been giving me hell on high water, will be repaired eventually, but now I don't have to worry about that. Now we do have a functioning, working camera again. So once this madness is over, there will be less of an excuse for why we don't have non-cell phone footage for gatherings. So just look forward to that as well. It's gonna be great. All right, so we're gonna move on now to the Fresh Scent. Video comes out this week, brought to you by Darflex.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to start with March 23rd. We have, pardon me, we have Half-Life Alyx for the PC VR. March 24th, we have Moons of Madness for the PS4 and Xbox One. We have Bleeding Edge for the PC and Xbox One. I think that's actually on Game Pass. Yeah. All right. Assemble with Care for the PC. That's actually March 26th, and so on. So we got Down the Rabbit Hole for the Oculus, PSVR, and Steam VR. March 27th, we have Saints Row 4 Re-Elected. We have Dirt Rally 2.0 Game of the Year, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Lost Worlds Beyond the Page for the Stadia. Damn, that's the first Stadia I've seen ever? I don't know. All right. We have One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. We have on March 31st, we have Persona Royale for the PS4, Zombie Army Trilogy for the Nintendo Switch, Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord Steam Early Access for the PC. We have Bubble Bobble Friends 4 for the Nintendo Switch, The Complex for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. And lastly, we have Good Company, Steam Early Access for the PC.
Well, thank you. Is there anything to report on the Battle for Azeroth?
No, not really, because it's pretty much reached end game. I mean, you can do different difficulties of the dungeons we mentioned earlier. And we're just waiting for Shadowlands. And anything other than Warcraft I could say is I keep hearing that Warcraft 3 sucks, so it must actually suck. I mean, the Reforged. The original is gold, but it seems that Reforged is not doing so well.
Ew.
Otherwise,
something right now.
Yeah. It's funny. If you were to go to the Darkmoon Fair around this time, like some of not the NPCs, just the players who get really into the game are asking you to stand a few feet away from them. It's just pretty funny, in my opinion.
All right, so we're going to move on to Nintendo Switch Android app might be the best Joy-Con drift solution yet. This article from ScreenRant.com. A new Android app turns smartphones into Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. The software may be a welcome remedy for peripherals that have caused problems for a number of Switch owners, specifically Joy-Con drift. So I'm looking at it right now, and it kind of reminds me of the Roku app that you can use as a remote for your TV. Has anybody interested in using this or trying this? Is it really?
No.
No, yes. Man, don't type it. Say it.
Yeah, it's dog shit. It's dog shit. If your fucking joystick is drifting and your option is to download an Android app that lets you have an on-screen joystick and buttons, that's bullshit. That's not a replacement. Bullshit. That's not a fix.
Well, no, no. I mean, I'm not saying that this is gonna be the answer to the Nintendo's woes. I don't think this has anything to do with Nintendo. I just think that instead of buying another $60-$70 Joy-Con, I mean, if you're having trouble right there and then, that could be a nice reprieve from.
I mean, you guys have played games on your cell phones, right?
Yes.
No.
I have
An emulated joystick on a cell phone really
Yes.
fucking sucks.
horrible.
Imagine
Well,
using
I mean,
an emulated joystick on a
Mhm.
game like, I don't know, Breath of the Wild or Doom. You know, fuck that. No, I mean, this is cool. It's a great, like, I would say, proof of concept. I think it's super nice that somebody put the work in to make something like this happen, even though this is not new, this is not novel in any way.
Right.
But no, like, I've seen a bunch of people talking about, oh, this is really going to finally like help a lot of people that have joystick drift. No. Send your shit into Nintendo or buy a new one. Don't try to use this because you're going to throw your phone across the room. Yeah.
And I also, just piggybacking on this whole thing and jumping to something that that matters. Xbox is going to be able to stream your games on your actual phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up soon. You can actually
it's already doing it.
Yeah,
Project X Cloud. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my invite now. So that'll just be a.
They're beta testing PC as we speak now, so you'll be able to stream to your PC once it goes live. So you won't have to use your cell phone. You can just open your laptop and play wherever you are.
Oh, that's what you were telling me about when I was at work, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
So yeah, I just throw that in there.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks, Roz, for poo-pooing on my.
Sorry,
cloud.
man. It was
Holy
a
crap!
dumb ass like piece of like software. I don't know why those people put in all that work for that.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Ryan
I
Johnson?
might actually, if I remember, I might try it and see if it works. I mean, I played
Now,
with it with
It does.
virtual
I have
Joy-Con.
tried it personally.
Oh, you
It
have?
does work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Now I got a
Success.
question. So
okay.
So I got a question. What maybe as a substitute third controller to say if you're playing Smash Brothers? Now, yeah, you're not gonna do very well at it, but it could be done.
It's not for a game. Maybe not for a game that requires like split
Smash,
second
man, come on.
sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's like something like
a point and click adventure, sure, it'll be fine.
It'll probably work good for those Telltale games. Probably, that's about it.
Exactly, where there's like limited interactivity and you don't really have to do anything.
Octopath Traveler, maybe?
Sure.
That response is everything I need to know.
We are moving on to GameStop. We can stay open during lockdowns because we are essential retail. This article comes from Kotaku.com. You already know the deal. GameStop refuses to close amidst the retail store shutdowns in all across America, and they say that we are essential because people are being locked down. They need their entertainment, and we provide entertainment. Plus, we provide certain, I believe they said certain software, certain hardware that's needed for certain computers or certain what is it called? Industries or whatever. That's what they claimed.
Yeah.
So. The update, however, is as of, I believe, today or maybe yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, they have decided that, hey, they will be shutting down all the retail stores. They're getting a lot of flack from both lawmakers. And the story is that if cops came to, have them enforce the shutdown, that corporate sent a letter stating that, no, we're essential. We don't have to. And show them this letter right here. So what did you guys think about GameStop? I mean, listen, I went to GameStop literally the other day to get Diablo for our streaming services, and of course they had I think it's only 3 people at a time, or whatever it was. But they were open, and if they weren't open, I wouldn't have gotten Diablo. It just wouldn't have happened because it was too expensive to download. So, what do you guys feel about their original refusal to lock down, saying that they're essential retail? I semi-agree.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot to say.
Oh no, go ahead. I mean, I semi-agree.
No. Actually, no. Go ahead.
I think
so.
Hear Roz.
GameStop is fucking dying. That's a fact. Like
I know that's the reason why I know
that company is absolutely, positively swirling the toilet bowl.
Yes.
Them closing is almost another. It's another nail in that coffin's lid.
It is the nail in their coffin
because they are trying to scrape together as much money as they can. They are begging to be bought out. They are shorting their suppliers. They are not paying promotions or anything to their staff. They're bringing their hours below 30 so they don't have to pay them benefits. Anyway, long story short, they're desperate to stay open. So they were like, hey, let's call ourselves essential. and make as much money as we can before we're forced to close, because we may not survive a long-term closure because they are absolutely failing. People don't go there to buy games. If people buy games now, they buy them on Amazon or the actual primary method of buying video games now, which is just digitally. I haven't bought a physical copy of a game in years.
Yeah, it's just true because I only go to GameStop to buy like gifts, like kind of on the spot gifts, like the cool shit. Not actually games, really. It's just other things that sell there.
I go there to buy physical copy of games all the time.
They're just a Funko Pop store now. It's like, fuck you.
They don't have that many Funko Pops.
They got quite a few.
Target
they also have some. Yeah, they have. Well, they also have. Their retail section, non-gaming retail, is actually not bad.
It's not.
I
really
enjoy.
Cool.
I think they have. I like some of the items that they have. Housewares and just kooky stuff.
It's like a slice of Hot Topic and what Toys R Us used to have. Actually, they're
basically.
I like
it. I prefer to buy.
Yeah,
I'm okay. The thing is, I like having the physical game every once in a while, because the fact of the matter is that, what if, I want to take it to a friend's house or whatever it is, and instead of having to download it, well, actually no, because then nowadays the disc gets downloaded. The disc still has to be downloaded anyways, and then it has to be updated. So it's
it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of buying an idea, like a concept. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
It's there, but it's not. I don't want to explain it. Like if I'm gonna purchase something, I know
what you mean.
I want it tangibly in my hand. I don't want
get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally 100% get what you're saying. And 5 years ago, I would have 100% agreed with you, because at least up to about 5, maybe 8 years ago, if you bought a game at a store and you brought it home and you stuck that shit into a console, it would play. Now, like Arbonzo said, you buy a disc, it doesn't matter like when you buy it, you put it in your console, it's going to say, hey, you need to update me, like full stop. So you're already re-downloading the game. You're playing a digitized version of it. That disc is simply a key saying, yeah, I paid $60 for this shit.
That's all it is.
I get you, but at least I have something physical.
And it's so annoying.
I have a case.
It is so annoying.
I have a CD. I have something physical. I don't just have some.
It scratches the collector's itch in you.
You know, I'm not as well. I don't know if it's the collector's itch, but I just, like I said, if I'm gonna buy something, I want it to be tangible. If it doesn't have to be online, if it doesn't have to be digital, I don't want it to be digital. I want to have the physical copy. Even if, and you're absolutely right. I popped in Diablo and I had to wait forever. I know the CD did nothing. I could have just downloaded it. It was just cheaper because it was used, but it did nothing. I sat there waiting for it to update. You guys are waiting for me to wait for it to update.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, and this isn't like some kind of like far-seeing prediction. This is like a sure thing. I think this new generation of consoles, we're gonna begin to see the end of physical media, because and look at PC sales. You cannot buy a PC game now in a box and have a CD or DVD come with the game on it. All it is inside, you open the box and you see a key, and the key says go to Steam or go to the Epic Game Store, enter this key, and download your fucking game. You don't get a disc anymore. And that's where we're going to be with the Xbox and the PlayStation in the next 5-10 years.
Now here's my question.
It's gonna be painful for me.
When it comes to the games, for example, going back to the collector's thing, like I bought Halo 5 Guardians digitally at GameStop, but I got the collector's box. Do you think they're going to stop doing that kind of stuff?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, even now they sell collector's edition boxes without the game in them. That's actually become super popular.
That's what I got. I got the Halo 5's one. They just had a code for the game.
Yeah, no. Of course they're going to do that. Why not make another $250 from collectors?
Because, bro, I have like every single like Halo collector's edition all mounted up.
But here's the thing.
I will say that I think that we're going to end up going. It's going to end up going the route of Circuit City, where their online store.
Circuit what?
No, of course. I totally agree with
No, Circuit City technically, from what I heard, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Did they not reopen
Radio Shack? We're talking about Radio Shack?
No, Circuit City apparently
Show up image.
Ish.
I think they're an online store now.
That's what I say.
But here's the thing. By shifting away from physical media, shouldn't the games then be slightly cheaper then? shouldn't there be some kind of benefit for downloading it online as opposed to? Because I understand if you're creating a box and box art and you're shipping it to retailers and you're putting in, you may or may not be putting physical deeds, and then I get it. But if you're gonna just get it online, it should be cheaper. You're
Like a tax
removing that
write-off?
whole no, like as in, let's say if if a AAA game is what, $60, if you get it online, it should be what, $50, maybe 45. Take the edge off. Them shifting to digital only helps them line their pockets more. We don't see the benefit from it except for, I would say, immediate gratification in theory. But then these things are getting longer and longer to download. So I don't. That's the reason why if I'm gonna spend $60, then you're gonna give me my box. You're gonna give me my CD case. There's no price. There's no incentive for me.
Yeah.
Monetarily.
So my counter to that is games are cheaper now than they've ever been, ever, period, full stop, like, conversation ends.
How so?
Because if we go back, hell, I just pulled it up here for kicks.
Okay.
If we pull up the prices for games, like I have here the Genesis Hot List for 1993.
Uh-huh.
Streets of Rage cost $64 then.
I don't remember any Genesis game ever being $60. Ever. I'm surprised at that.
Shakan the Forever Man was $49. Sonic 2 was $49. Outrun was $31. So all of those adjusted for inflation, and this is back in 2018.
Right.
Sonic 2 was $75. That was that was a price equivalent then. So prices have been kind of fixed at $60 for the last, I think, 20-something years now.
You're right, but fixed based upon a physical medium, cartridges, CDs.
I mean, a physical medium, regardless. I'm just talking about the flat price.
Right.
Fiat cash as we use it today. So they are cheaper. They're simply cheaper. If they had increased in price due to inflation, like most things have, fucking games would be nearly $100 a pop now.
I just want to throw this out there. What about, forget the discs, what about if they're using like cartridges, jump drives, things like that instead, where you just plug it in and you can run it without having to do updates or anything?
They're more expensive.
Yeah,
they're more expensive. Simple as that. CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays cost pennies to print. Flash memory, flash cards, they cost a few dollars to print a piece. Like it costs Nintendo a lot more money to make those little cartridges for their system. But even those cartridges, you plug them in, and what do you have to do? What's the first thing you got to do? You got to connect to, the internet and download a patch. So, yeah.
All right, well, so long, GameStop. We're moving on to Xbox Series X versus PS5, next generation console specs comparison. This article comes from GameSpot.com. Mr. Roz, you're on deck.
Man, so have you guys actually watched any of the announcements for either of the two consoles?
Not a chance.
I haven't watched any of the announcements, honestly.
I didn't even know they made announcements.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's impressive, the hardware in both.
Well, no, I saw the announcement for the Series X that I did see, but not for the PS5.
So yeah, the specs are mostly equivalent across the board for a lot of things, but there is a power differential that's going to be interesting how it plays out. Like the Xbox is more powerful generally in every, I guess, way except a really interesting one, which is the storage medium. So both of them are using solid state drives and using the NVMe format for it.
Okay.
But the Xbox is going to be using a read-write speed that's 2.4 gigabytes per second raw, which is incredibly fast. That's a huge jump from like the 100 megs that it used to be. The PlayStation, on the other hand, is going to be doing a 5.5 gig a second write speed. That's over twice the speed. And that's like revolutionary. It doesn't mean that the graphics will be better. It means that the ability for the PlayStation to pull data off the hard drive will be instantaneous. So
load times?
No load times.
Oh my God.
That's not to say that the Xbox is slow. It's still going to have very low load times. Like we're talking 1 to 2 seconds. But it's going to be interesting to see how the PlayStation developers really roll that out, because that means that they won't have to have, games writing to memory to stream. You'll be able to have these massive open worlds that just constantly add textures from the hard drive. So I don't know. I'm really excited about the hardware for both of these because they're insanely powerful. Both of them, have really good like cutting edge GPUs. When the Xbox was demoed for Digital Foundry, they've had Gears of War running at the highest settings, which is equivalent to what an NVIDIA 2080 Super would be doing, which is amazing.
Are you serious? What?
Yeah.
That's actually that's an expensive ass card.
Yes, it's over $1,000.
Yeah, I know because as a gag, I put it in my wish list and my wife looked at me like I had two heads.
Yeah, this is the first time in a long time that consoles are going to be as good as like cutting edge PCs, because when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 came out, they were already old as shit, the hardware inside of them. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where games go in the next few years.
VR, maybe. So, Roz, in your expert opinion, which one are you more interested in, or do you see?
Man, I buy them both, so it doesn't really matter. I'm very interested to see what Microsoft is able to pull off with their hardware, because it is more powerful than the PlayStation. It has more compute units on the graphics card. It has a better ray tracing implementation, so games will look better. On the other side of the coin, like I said earlier, I'm really interested to see what Sony's able to pull off, because their first-party studios are going to leverage that crazy hard drive in really interesting ways. I don't know how, but it'll be really cool to see.
All right. Well, that's exciting. I can't wait. Let me ask you, Garbanzo, which Xbox X, I assume?
Yes. You assume right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a PS2. I've had a PS3. I've liked PlayStation. I just prefer the controller to the Xbox. I prefer the gameplay, the games. Now there are a few games on the PlayStation which are almost worth it for me to get, but lately they've been more cross-platforming, and Game Pass alone is absolutely raw. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I love about it. But I'm tired. I'm tired of the of PlayStation. I mean, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I like that. It's a one-stop shop for me. Maybe because I'm getting old. But I have like I don't have to switch over if I want to watch Disney Plus or I want to watch Netflix or Hulu. I have apps galore that run on there. I can search the internet, look at porn, whatever I want. It doesn't matter. I can do anything and everything all while wearing my headset, and nobody has to know what's going on.
All right, Flex. Any interest in either of the systems? Which one do you think you're gonna get first?
I'm going to get the Xbox first, but just like Raz, I always get both.
Oh well, I'm
But it's always the Xbox first.
So it means me the PlayStation first, and then I might get the Xbox only because I'm falling in deeply further in love with the Xbox One that I have currently in my room. And as we podcast right now, all I can think about is how much longer so I can go back up there and continue playing. So,
I mean, you might have to get the Xbox first to continue streaming with us.
Right, you're right.
That's true.
That is very true.
Wait. So you guys get the new Xbox? You're gonna stop using the Xbox One? You're just gonna go switch straight over to
everything is backwards compatible. There's no reason to use the old one.
Backwards compatible? Oh crap!
Okay. Everything.
Yeah, you can actually
full
play
stop.
Xbox.
Period.
Yeah, X games, Xbox 360, Xbox X. It doesn't matter. It's going unlike Sony. Microsoft actually has no issues.
Sony did commit to have a good amount of PlayStation 4 games backwards compatible with PS5. Nothing before PS4, but to be fair.
No, and that's true. No, to be fair.
To be fair.
So it's and that is true. I'm not gonna shortchange them on that. But Sony always dabbles in it, doesn't ever fully commit. Whereas Microsoft actually, like, even if I still have the disc, it automatically downloads the game for
Yeah.
free. I've actually I have old Xbox One games because I forgot that I even had them. I have Ninja Gaiden, and I just threw that in
So
there one
good.
day out of curiosity, and it worked. Like it
Wow.
absolutely worked on my Xbox One. So that's all I gotta say.
If you guys have time and like you're interested in the hardware and the software implementation of this, you should look up the Digital Foundry Xbox Series X video. It's about 10 minutes long or less, and watch it because everything that Garbanzo was just talking about, is talked about there, but also they have a crazy like implementation to their backwards compatibility. Like they're going to include in games that never supported high dynamic range HDR, the games that are backwards compatible are now going to have HDR. It's crazy. That's like the wizards working at Microsoft.
Huh. All right. Well,
I am so happy right now. You have no idea.
I don't know what that means, but I'm happy to. But we got to move on now to Doom Eternal breaks franchise record for opening weekend sales. Mr. Roz. This comes from
Gematsu.
Gematsu.com. All right.
Nothing, man. Just Doom released and outsold Doom 2016 by 3 times. That's a huge
Wasn't
jump.
Doom 2016 a huge? Wasn't Doom 2016 a huge
Success? Yeah.
Was it a success?
It's really good.
Success.
Which one of them? Which one of them? No, which one was a failure? Which one didn't do too well?
Maybe the one for the phone.
There was a Doom that came out that did not do too well.
Doom 3.
Doom
That
VR
came out in I think what was it, 2004?
That's what it was. My bad.
That one came out. It didn't bomb. People just wanted Doom, and that was more of a. It followed more of like the Half-Life, more story-based tactical things like that. But yeah, Doom 2016 sold like gangbusters, and this one
I missed it.
tripled its release.
I watched this show.
Yeah, and the same day was the release of Animal Crossing, and
segue. Ooh, segue.
Both
are
of
you
them.
segueing? Are you segueing?
That's a segue, my man.
Okay, Animal Crossing New Horizons sold 1.88 million retail copies in the first
In Japan.
3 days. In Japan.
Just in
There you go.
Japan. Not even counting
This is still coming from
Europe or the
Gematsu.com.
US. So both of these games that should be combating each other, have been selling like crazy. And it's really funny, like all the memes that have been hitting the internet because, at the beginning there was a lot of, I guess, contention. Oh, it's going to be Animal Crossing. It's going to be Doom that sells. And then the fans united and we started having these glorious memes of, the Animal Crossing characters wearing the Doom guy suits and carrying shotguns, and the Doom guy in the Animal Crossing universe farming, and it's been wonderful to watch.
Mr. Roz, though, isn't Animal Crossing the audience for Animal Crossing the audience for Doom two separate niches? So why would they think they would go head to head?
Because everybody wants somebody to compete against, and
Gotcha.
funny enough, turns out no, a lot of the people that bought one bought the other.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played Animal Crossing, I think, since maybe the first one. I gotta see what all the fuss is about. I gotta go get this game.
Not my kind of game. I totally get it, though.
Is it on
I get why
Xbox?
people like it. No, it's a Nintendo game.
Oh, it's only Nintendo. Okay. Oh, it's a Switch.
On the Switch.
Gives me an excuse to get back on that Switch because Xbox is taking up all my time. All right, moving on to Fallout 76 fans are hoarding toilet paper and jacking up the prices.
Yeah.
This article comes from. Is this Gematsu too? No, it's not. Okay, I wonder.
No, it's a Polygon.
Polygon.com. Now, basically, because of this COVID pandemic, they're taking all the toilet paper, and are they ruining the economy of the game by doing this? I can't stop laughing.
Like they legit. Like I was looking at the article earlier, and this is pure trollage at its finest.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They have vending machines with toilet paper for like almost 6,000 caps.
Yes.
They have they have it on display to show how rich they are because they can just leave it out. They have it. They have one guy who literally put them all, like, have them up with candles and standing there with a gun in a gangster suit saying, "I control toilet paper. I own this town." It's people being trolls, man, and they're having fun with it, and it's all good.
I think it's turning the crowd
They have
upside
people
down.
people are putting up signs that say "all out of TP." I mean, it's
Yes, looking at everything.
That's amazing.
You got signs that say "wash hands, please."
it's phenomenal.
funny.
It's so well done. You know what? Hats off to them. Have fun with it. I don't foresee it as being a problem. But it's definitely a little way for people to kind of like
Yeah, blow some steam maybe,
blow off
and
some steam, especially
turn up
during
some
this
cabin
time
fever.
period. You know.
So that was actually quite funny to me. All right, before we get into any more topics, we're gonna move on to anime and animation invasion. Star Wars, Clone Wars, season 7 review. Now we're doing 2 episodes because last week we did the Corona special. Episode 4, Unfinished Business, and episode 5, Gone with the Trace. Episode 4, the final end arc to the Bad Batch saga. How do you guys feel about it?
I like
Garbanzo or
Oh,
Flex?
sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Plex.
Yeah,
I
usually
liked
it's
it. It was pretty good. I mean, it was like kind of in like an old '90s, like a Stallone movie, but it was good. I liked towards the end how his brothers rescued him. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch it already, but he
Oh,
Well,
actually decides to
they should expect a spoiler alert.
yeah. He actually decides to go with the Bad Batch. I'm talking about Echo. Echo decides to go with the Bad Batch because that's where he belongs in the sense of being unique and a very valuable. So, it was nice to see that sometimes your deficiencies are your greatest assets. So I really liked that episode, and man, I am really noticing how much different the animation is in the sense of quality. It's so much better. But it was a great arc. Great arc.
Garbanzo, the ending to the Bad Batch arc.
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice way to bring Echo back in and kind of explain why he's not sticking around.
Okay.
It was they saved the beloved character, and they kept him in, and they created the bad. I'll be honest. I've enjoyed watching the Bad Batch more than I've seen almost than any other arc. Well, very few other arcs in Clone Wars. I just like how they just gave them completely different personalities. They aren't clones; they're a Bad Batch, and I think they're amazing.
Mr. Roz.
I ran out of shits to give 3 episodes in, so.
Wow. I know. I agree. I mean, listen. The Bad Batch arc was quintessentially what the Clone Wars is. So I get it. It is that. So for them to start, I think it was still a good decision to start with the Bad Batch as a good way to bring you back into what exactly the Clone Wars is. Yeah, I agree. After episode 2, I was kind of checked out. I was annoyed. The only thing I was surprised about was that they kept Echo alive. I thought they were going to
Wow,
kill him.
I didn't know.
I thought.
Should I finish watching?
Oh, you didn't watch the episode?
No, I told you, I'm not kidding. I ran out of I was like, wow, this is really not great.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, you should watch it though. Wasn't the Anakin Padme thing in this episode? I forget.
Really?
It wasn't this. Which one was it? It was. Was it episode 3, 4?
It was the one before that one.
One before that one. Okay. Yeah. Then you know what? Then that's about it. Then that's the only part. It's just the way they let him go.
Ooh,
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay. You wanna?
hit that mute button.
You're gonna have everybody turn off our podcast.
I want that Rona, man.
That's right. It's that Rona stuff. But anyway,
That's
so
right.
but yeah, I mean, Roz, I say watch it just for the sake of watching it. But no, you're not missing anything at the end. Echo. It's a heartfelt. Rex gives Echo his blessings to go off, and that's it. He rides off into the sunset. So it was a well, no. I have to admit though, was not Anakin going kind of dark side? That was kind of hot.
Sell me on this because these guys are too positive. I need your negativity to sell me on this.
Well, no.
Free.
It was not free. You're paying for it. But no. When he goes and he meets up with General Tentacles, what's his name?
General Testicles, yes.
Yes, General Tentacles.
The spider guy, whatever.
Yeah. After he releases the Kraken, after the Black Pearl, what happens is that Anakin sees, and I love that shot. Very reminiscent of when he kills the younglings. He ignites his lightsaber, he cuts off some of his tentacles, and he says, "Listen, you need to tell us what the final code is to stop this bomb." because they're gonna blow up all the shipyards since they were losing, and he goes straight dark side for a minute. Look at his face. It was kind of haunting. I won't even lie. It was haunting.
Okay.
He's not a spider. I
Yeah,
think he's a squid.
He's a spider, bro. His name
He's
is
a
General
spider,
Trench.
dude.
You uncultured
Okay.
swine.
Okay, he's okay. Well then, okay, he's the thing from Harry Potter. Leave me alone. So, basically, and you know what this though
And
is that
he doesn't go half dark, dude. That guy goes full on
no,
like
because
Sith Marauder.
he slices part of him, yes, but it's only when Trench decides to hold on. It's only when Trench decides to try and do one more move, then that's when he kills him. Now, if he went full, I expect him to go full Sith and literally murder him right afterwards. He didn't. He did the killing blow because Trench provoked him one last time. He did kind of. It's literally what I thought about it was when Frieza's cut in half. He's begging Goku, please don't kill me. He gives him some of his power. He flies up and he goes, rah! And the guy goes, you idiot! And blasts and kills him. That's literally what it was. He sliced him up a little bit. He was about to leave. Trench did one more thing and said, you know what, you're dead, and killed him. So it's kind of like it's on the
Roz,
tip.
You
Roz,
sold me, by the way.
Roz, I need you to watch this and give us your input on whether you think that it was just a dark side move or it was like a Vader-like just
Self-defense. He stood his ground.
I'll watch it. I mean, it was
Check it out,
self-defense
check
when
it
he
out.
was fighting all those little kids, man. They could have hurt him. So,
That's true.
You know, I
they
get
had
it.
lightsabers too.
What
They had
are we going
lightsabers
to
too.
do? So, all right. So, episode 8, Gone with the Trace. Did you watch episode 8, Ross? Did you see it at all?
I did not.
You know, nobody saw this.
I honestly,
Episode 5, I mean?
with the whole thing at work, it got really bad when that came out. So I was
Okay.
really, really busy.
Ross, I assume you didn't check it out.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get okay. We'll say this for the next episode then.
I'll catch up.
Roz, yeah, you'll catch up, Roz. I don't know if you're gonna like this episode. I'm just being real.
Man, you are a terrible salesman.
I have to know, but no, I mean, because you were checking out of the action from the last arc, and this one is this is the Phantom Menace of it so far. I mean, in my opinion, I did not enjoy this episode at all. It was very Phantom Menace-y. I didn't understand how you can go from all that action to just kind of like it was a filler, and we don't have time for filler.
Is it an Ahsoka arc?
Yes, it's the beginning of the Ahsoka arc.
Yeah, that kind of turned me off too, man. Like I like Ahsoka, just not that one.
We know where it's leading to, but it was, when I say, gentlemen, it was a filler episode. It didn't need. I mean, it established where her mind was. I guess it set up a. I don't know what it set up really. It just felt like it was unnecessary. We don't have time for fillers. You could have easily set her mindset up in a voiceover and gone straight into a new arc. Roz, you're not gonna like this episode.
Okay.
You're not. But I need you to stick through it because we need to review this. But I'm telling you right now, and if you do like it, my God, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. But I didn't like. Me and my son, we when we were done, we did this. That sucked. That's literally what we did. We were not pleased. It was really, really lackluster. So, but we'll tell you guys exactly what they think next episode for that. Garbanzo, well, if you watch it, tell us next episode. Gadgets are us. Just quick, note that Adobe is giving Creative Cloud users 2 months free, which is good because that means I'll get 2 months free. I hope. So there you guys go. If you have Creative Cloud, you go to Adobe-payment-holiday and you will get your 2 months for free. And I guess that's gonna be because of the Corona. So thank you, Corona. Has anybody seen the gas prices what they're falling to? Below $2 for the first time since a decade maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to throw that out there. That was huge. Squeezy Bits picks. Costco not allowing returns on high demand items. This article comes from today.com. Costco will not allow return on high demand items like toilet paper, water, and more. As millions of people rush to stock up on goods amid the ongoing Corona pandemic, Costco started to take taking hoarding seriously. Signs seen at various Costco locations have indicated that many stores will not be accepting returns on high-demand items like toilet paper, bottled water, sanitizer wipes, which have all been recently fallen off the shelves across the country. Instagram accounts that keep track of developments at Costco but are not affiliated with the company have recently posted photos of signs at different locations of items that are necessary refunds. And it's funny, but it's not just Costco. Bravo is saying that. Publix is saying that. A bunch of people are saying that. They're saying, listen, if you guys are going to go nuts and take these things, don't expect to return it when and if you don't need them. So, I like it. I like the stance on hoarding. Like if you're gonna hoard it,
Agreed.
and that's it.
Fucking eat it.
Exactly, eat it and use it and do what you need to do. But it's not just Costco; it's all the major retailers. Even the dollar store is saying is literally even the dollar store is saying that's it. All sales are final.
You can't bring back that one ply,
Yeah.
construction
Yeah.
paper.
No, you can't. So just throwing it out there. If you guys are hoarding, knock yourself out. But you might as well. Hopefully, you have somewhere to put it, and you're going to use all of it.
Yeah. Also, fuck off for hoarding. Dick move.
That too.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Eat a dick.
What? That's not nice. But
No, I think it's a really good. I think it's really great because not only can, like you said, they cannot return it, but they bought all of this shit with the intention of selling it at an insane markup when people were going to need it most. And hey, it turns out there's no shortage.
Do you really think so?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I chalked it up to chaos, and people just.
There's absolutely the panic.
Yes, the panic.
Oh crap! There's not going to be this or that, but
right.
The majority of the people that were buying entire truckloads of this
Yeah.
Those guys were banking on being able to sell a roll of toilet paper for $30.
Yeah.
And like I said, they can't because you go to the store now, and everything's back in stock.
Pretty much. Well, last time I went, it still was empty at the Publixes and the WalMarts. But yeah, they are getting still restocked. Trucks are still moving.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait for
paper factories are not stopping the production of
nothing
toilet
is
paper.
stopped. Yeah, nothing is stopped. So, all right, we're gonna move on to Nvidia's calling on gaming PC owners to put their systems to work fighting COVID-19. This article from GamesRadar.com. If you have a gaming PC, you can lend your graphical power to fighting the COVID-19 outbreak. That's not a thing I've ever thought I'd do. It's not a thing he'd ever thought he'd write about. NVIDIA is putting out a call to PC gamers everywhere to download the folding... What?
Folding at home.
That's weird. Folding at home application and start putting their spare clock cycles toward advancing humanity's scientific knowledge of coronavirus. What are they talking about? This program links computers into an international network that uses distributed process power to chew through massive computing tasks.
Yeah.
Something that gaming grade GPUs are quite good at. You know what? This is all you, Ron. I should have had you read this. What's really going on with this?
So folding at home is something that's been going on for decades now.
Okay.
Basically, through distributed computing, end users like you and me that have computers that are gaming computers, we can run this program which connects to the folding at home, centralized database, and it helps with the virtualized, folding of proteins. They're basically creating these virtualized, tests. This is, the basis of medical science at this point.
I'm sorry, I actually really wanted to hear about this. What does actually folding do?
We can't hear you.
Speak up.
Bring the mic closer to your lips, to those juicy lips.
Is that better?
That's a little better. So
yeah.
Initially, what folding at home used to do, it just used to be used for protein folding. That's what it's called, folding at home. But it's used now for cancer research, obviously COVID-19, Ebola, Alzheimer's. All of these tests and all of these labs that are running these projects that need computing power and don't have access to an infinite amount of supercomputers just use this distributed computing processing cluster, and it just helps create really good simulations. If you have 100,000 people with a really good graphics card helping run this sim, you get really great results.
Are you by any chance doing the folding at home, Mr. Ross?
Every now and then, I lend them some GPU power.
Okay. Awesome. Anybody else? I mean, I don't think. Well, maybe my studio computer might be able to do it. What about you, Garbanzo? Are you gonna fold at home, at the laundry?
I was actually gonna ask, like, is this a legit thing that they're actually using it for testing and things like that, and not some way for them to kind of like backdoor into my computer? Then yeah, absolutely, I'll do it.
Well, that's a good question, Mr. Ross. What about that? Is there any chance of losing sensitive information, hacking into your computer, controlling anything, locking you out of your computer?
No,
So I'm sold. I'm sold.
it's not what it's used for. It wouldn't be used for that.
Okay.
People would have found out by now. They've been doing this since the
For a
year
while.
frickin' 2000. We've had 20 years for them to find out if this was going to be a malicious program. Add to the fact that it's been it's Stanford University, Harvard.
Oh, okay. You
Like,
didn't say that. You didn't say it was the
yeah,
heavy
it's
hitters academia.
actual schools, actual medical schools. Like really leverage this. But if you don't have a really good graphics card, you really aren't going to be helping too much.
Would you?
So
Oh
Would
no,
you?
no. Mine. I mean, I have an Omen gaming laptop. So
sure. What's the GPU in it?
oh god, I think it's only like
2.4,
2 years old. I know that it's. Hold on, I'll tell
1.7.
you right now.
Mhm. But yeah,
Uh,
like
uh,
you were
uh,
saying,
uh, uh. There's no dead air. No dead air.
Not that air.
if you wanted to have it on your studio computer, if you have a good graphics card, you could. But remember, this does tax the graphics card. So the graphics card would run hotter, run longer, shortening the lifespan of the graphics card. It's a really good cause,
Right.
but remember, it is a time investment and money investment for you.
Right. Good point. Good point. Well, I mean, if you guys have the opportunity to do it, you should do it, and go from there. All right, we're gonna move on to how the current closures could change Disney World forever. Now, this comes from DisneyFoodBlog.com.
Yeah.
Garbanzo, this is your bread and butter here. So, would you mind tackling this for us? Actually,
Uh,
they actually you can literally just read the headers if you want. If you
actually, no. I mean, it's so we don't. We have seen closures for hurricanes and earthquakes and critical moments in the nation's history, but this is a little bit different in referencing and that we've had to deal with. This is the first time that I'm aware of an extended closure in any of the Disney parks, let alone one longer than 2 days or something like that. Even they didn't even like it's even with 9/11 they closed as a day of courtesy. When JFK was shot, they closed the day for a day of courtesy as a sign of remembrance. But that's really it. This is the longest that I've ever known it. So now policies are going to be changing, obviously because of what's going on here and it being such a high risk location for issues like this. Um, you got to imagine that things are going to be changing. After 9/11, they added security checkpoints, bomb and drug sniffing dogs, which I think mostly were bomb sniffing dogs, believe it or not. So metal detectors, people get wanded. They encourage people to go without bags, but everyone knows that that's not the case. It's just that kind of stuff. But now we're gonna have even more security. So. It's it's going to be for different reasons though. It's going to be, if they see people, are they going to start having checkpoints for fever? Are they going to start having sanitation stations, which it's not a bad idea to have anyways.
True.
It's these are all things that what's going to be changing, and I honestly I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. And I don't think they're going to do they're going to be going with kind of like a tag, because right now, just to kind of avoid having to use the fingerprint, maybe they'll go to retinal scan. I don't know. It's possible.
Boy.
Um,
Yay.
they'll stick with biometrics, but either that or they'll have because the whole thing is, honestly, I don't see an issue with them literally having a disinfecting spray or something like that they wipe down every single person. Now at the same time,
What about one of one of those mists? What if you walk through a mist of disinfectant spray when you go through the parks? Be like
no, bro.
just
Yeah,
you walk
no,
through it,
it's
but
no.
it smells fresh,
Well, I mean, they have plastics
like a
that you could.
decon. Yeah.
They have plastics that are very thin that they can still read your biometric fingerprint while still being used. Have you seen they have these really cool things for your shoes for like hospitals where they can actually sanitize your shoes without having to put on booties on. Like it's like a heat sink to your shoe. They can do something similar with plastic over that they have a kind of like they do with beds, and they kind of you put your finger down and like great, they next pull it over, finger down, next, finger down, next, and then so on and so forth. Like I said, these are all possibilities. What they're going to do, I have no idea. They may actually just be checking IDs, where instead of that, you use your magic band, and then you have to physically show a physical ID, like back in the olden times before biometrics. Maybe they'll go back that way. That's another option. I don't see a reason why they can't do that.
You're right.
Chip? No. Yes. That's it. They're gonna chip us all. Yes, exactly.
You want to come into Disney World? They do think it's real quick,
right there.
And as you leave, they just
that's exactly.
That's the price you pay. That's the price you pay for going into the Magic Kingdom. You got to get a quick stamp.
That's the ultimate customization, I guess.
I'm just saying it's for your protection and for your convenience.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to Star Wars just resolved the Return of the Jedi plot hole that has agonized fans for decades. I don't remember ever agonizing over it, and without having to really read the article to you guys. Basically, it's to explain how Luke got his X-wing back in Return of the Jedi since he left it on Cloud City and went left with the Millennium Falcon. So, long story short, they went back to Cloud City and they got it. That's pretty much it.
How hard is it to figure out?
I mean, there's a narrative behind it. I mean, that he's going back. He's gonna go. He's looking for his old lightsaber. And he found his X-wing. He took his X-wing back, and apparently now he's going off somewhere because somebody it has his lightsaber, and that's some big shrouded person. Watch it be Ahsoka, by the way, and because it's a female, but basically that's what. But it's funny because I was like, what plot hole could they possibly be talking about? And I was like, his X-wing. His X-wing. I said, "Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense," but I never.
He could have just had a tow company bring it or something. I don't know.
Pretty much. You
know what plot line this actually does affect?
Tow.
You know what it does? And I might have been the only person that either played or read these games, but fucking Kyle Katarn stories.
Hell yeah! Shadow of the Empire.
Yeah. He ends up in Bespin at one point, and then he's like, "Oh shit, isn't that Luke's?" All right, that's about it. It's like, oh, yeah, I know that X-wing. Yeah, there you go.
That's Luke's X-wing. We're moving on.
So it's not canon. So what does it matter?
Yeah. Of course not, right? Of course not. So I am curious to see if it ends up being Ahsoka and then they're gonna say that Luke met Ahsoka, and that's gonna just I don't know.
I know. Just whatever. Fucking whatever.
Ross, stop it. Okay. Ross, stop it. That's too funny. All right, moving on. This is even more funny. It's the last minute edition. Jeremy Rayner wants to lower child support payments due to the coronavirus pandemic. This article comes from Yahoo.com/news. Basically, he says, "I want my his payments. He's $30,000 a month to his ex-wife, and he said because of the pandemic, it's costing him money. He wants it to be lowered." He said, "I had planned for my income to be something lower this year due to the fact that the Avengers film series has now finished production and has been released. I had some work lined up. However, with the advent of the coronavirus, the film and television industry has gone on indefinite hiatus, and it is likely that most productions will not resume again prior to the end of the year. As such, the projects that I had previously lined up to film this year are likely canceled or postponed." And that is why he wants his child support to be reduced. And I let out a collective sigh when I heard that. I mean, that is the funniest thing. I'm just like, there's been some rumors that Jeremy Rayner is kind of a scumbag. He does drugs and he beats on women, right? But I didn't believe it, and I don't know why this article has me questioning and reevaluating those claims, because
dude is worth 50 mil.
That's what I'm saying. Is
dude is worth 50 mil. If you're in a situation, go ahead.
No, and I will say this: like, I'm not gonna. He brings up a fantastic point, just not for himself.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but he's worth 50 mil.
Like I wouldn't.
He's setting a precedent that I don't like, because all the other little scumbag guys now are gonna be like, "Yo, he's right."
If Jeremy couldn't do it.
If Jeremy could do it, and he's making all this money, me working at Home Depot. I mean, so.
Now, don't get me wrong. $30,000 per month is a bit excessive as well. I'm not gonna lie. Now,
Well,
I'm
not
not
if you take into consideration what they determine for child support. It's basically you try to equalize the child should have the same um, standard of living across both homes. So if one person makes more than the other, they bring it as close to the middle as possible, so to meet in the middle. That's the reason why it's so much money. By the way, I should
no,
know.
no, no, no. I know, I get that, and that I do understand. But at the same
Don't
time,
laugh, okay? She did it to me twice. I had to fight both of
No,
those,
hey,
okay?
I know. I
And I
know.
won. I won. Okay, I
and I
fought
will.
the law and I
And,
won.
well, no, you just. Anyways, doesn't matter. Uh, but my point is that if they turn around and say, like, listen, I'm not saying I'm not gonna pay that child support.
Mhm.
If he turns around and says if he wants to completely cancel, that's different. But if he has some residuals coming in from different things, that just it has to be adjusted according to what his pay is. I'm not saying he shouldn't pay, but maybe instead of $30,000, I didn't make $50,000 this month. I only made 25.
But you
So
have
instead of
assets.
30, I get
But you, but
15.
you, but you have
He
assets.
and
You
yeah,
have
and he
assets.
doesn't pay out of. They wouldn't pay out of income. They pays out of net.
Yeah.
So his net
Oh, well,
is.
I mean,
He has assets. He can.
yeah,
If he needs to do, what he needs to do.
no,
He needs
just
to sell some assets or.
sell a couple gold bars, and then send
Yeah.
it to your kids, and that's fine.
Or call me crazy. All right, call me crazy. You're worth
Very crazy.
$50 million. All right, you got to pay $30K a month. Maybe not live in a mansion. Maybe live in like a solid 4 or 5 bedroom house.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
And then
Not a
set
mansion.
aside that amount of money so you're sure that you got that money when you got to pay.
I
But
agree.
what do I know?
But I mean, could we assume that maybe he has to have savings too, that he can pull from some savings? I mean, I would think that you'd want to have some kind of savings if you have that kind of money. You would have savings. So
Apparently, I would hope so. Unless he has a shitty money manager.
that's what I'm saying. So it's
Or maybe his money's tied up.
it's $360,000 annually that he has to pay. That's not chump change, but if he's worth $50 million, that's pocket money. You know what I'm saying? And especially since he's part of a brand that's out of this world. So unfortunately, Jeremy Rayner, I thought you're cool peoples.
That's
You know,
that.
and you know, I look at you differently now. After reading this article, this is real. I'm just like, dude, like now's not the time to be. You're capitalizing on the coronavirus. I don't think you actually need it to be reduced. I believe you're capitalizing and use this as an excuse. That's kind of it's a dirtbag move. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really like to pass judgment like that, but that's a dirtbag move, Garbanzo.
Actually, I do get the. I got to take a quick phone call. Hopefully,
Okay.
good news. But I'm so going to bow out for the remainder of the evening. I'll definitely talk to you guys soon.
Garbanzo, shameless promotion.
To BEANTKE278 at you got Twitter, the tweets, the gram, and also on Mixer if you guys want to come and watch me play games. So thank you guys very much. Love you all, and have a beautiful day and be good to each other.
Garbanzo's talking like C3PO.
Totally
Thank
awesome.
you guys very much. I gotta go. All right, peace out, sir. All right, so we're running on the end anyway. So the last one is from comics.com. Rick and Morty goes full Power Rangers with Super Sentai gag. Now, back during Rick and Morty's 4th season, the return date still up in the air. Though it is slated to debut at some point in the year 2020, but it isn't something to show from emerging in unique ways. As one of Adult Swim's promo blasts the franchise into a new world of Super Sentai and the Power Rangers. Super Sentai, for those who and the Power Rangers. Super Sentai, for those who don't know, is a genre that first inspired Mighty Morphin Power Rangers franchise here in North America. Originally premiered in Japan under the name Super Sentai series banner, the world of those transforming heroes has expanded ever since then, debuting it. It has now influenced the latest cartoon commercial. So the first half of Rick and Morty's 4th season did in fact have a nice nod to Super Sentai series in itself. Did it really? Wherein Rick Sanchez piloted a giant robot version of himself, looking to eradicate an alien who was constantly using his private toilet. Oh, yes, I remember that. Thanks to Rick's affinity for technology, we've seen a number of alien weapons and machines. Where's the part that I actually want to read? I remember finding it. Rick and Morty's official Twitter account shared the recent creative promo for Cartoon Network's Adult Swim programming block, showing the dynamic duo piloting a giant mech suit a la the Super Sentai heroes to battle a giant monster that is currently threatening the series. Let me see. Oh, can't play it. Oh, well. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, it's cool.
What does it look like?
Like cardboard paper claymation. I don't know, but it looked
Alright.
like yeah, just like that.
Well, I mean, I can't wait. Now I assume this is gonna be an episode. I hope it's an episode because that'd be funny to see Rick's take on that. I enjoyed the
Ultraman.
Defenders. I enjoyed the Defenders. It was really funny. It was good satire. That thing had me like, oh snap! I can't believe they killed this person. Oh snap! I can't believe they did that. So I would love to see their brand of humor tackle Power Rangers because Power Rangers is my youth. I loved it until it strayed far away from canon. Once canon was done, and there's no point. I just said to hell with it. So, spoiler: after they killed Zordon, that was the end of that. What was the point?
When does Zordon die again?
Huh?
Is the Power Rangers in space?
His Power Rangers in space is when Andros sacrificed him to bring peace to the galaxy.
Yeah,
the world.
yeah.
Andros?
That's kind of when they had that whole
The
crossover
monkey from
too.
Star Fox?
No,
But close.
the white guy with the long hair and the frosted. Like,
I don't remember shit. You know what the last thing I remember from Power Rangers is? I remember, man, what's that douchebag that was a Green Ranger?
Tommy.
Tommy Oliver.
Tommy. That's it.
He's like the staple of it. Like he's the man. Like he is Power Rangers. Like
Have you seen the like adult versions of the like shorts that he's done in the comics? It's pretty dark, man.
They're pretty funny, yeah. But I haven't seen like a single episode of Power Rangers after that initial like OG like
Really?
run. Yeah,
Yo,
that
listen,
was.
you never saw Power Rangers Zeo.
Nah,
Yo,
I only saw the original
stronger
one
than before.
that had what were the
Go
friends? One was a
Zeo.
crackhead and the other one was a fat guy, and that was it.
Oh, that was the first one, the Mighty Morphin. I still
Yeah.
have that game for Nintendo, for the Super
man.
Nintendo. That was so good.
Listen, Power Rangers Zeo was my favorite. I think Power Rangers in Space was okay.
It was pretty good.
They lost me with Lost Galaxy. You know what I liked about Lost Galaxy was their intro. Power Rangers Lost Galaxies. That was it for me. I checked out by then. But I loved it because
I'm pulling my parachute right now.
I'm just saying I loved it because the story, it followed a story and it wasn't just episodic. I mean, it was episodic, it was Monster of the Week, but at least it had some kind of continuity. I think that was the first time I ever really appreciated narrative structure in my children's entertainment. You know, not just every episode is just resets from the beginning. It kind of like followed some kind of linear path, and I love linear storytelling. So that's what Power Rangers meant to me when I was in my youth, and I tried rewatching it, but my God, did it not age well. Gargoyle. Well, I never liked gargoyles.
Really? It was good.
Never liked gargoyles. I just never liked gargoyles. Now Beast Wars.
That was pretty good too.
That was
What about
hot.
Reboot was the shit too.
I never watched Reboot. I couldn't stand the way the animation looked. It just turned me off.
Oh,
It
God.
turned me off.
I'm like in so much pain right now.
But I've heard
see,
Reboot. Reboot was on
First of all, both
Toonami.
of you have to understand that when you guys were kids, I was like a real kid. I was like probably 3 years old when you guys were like 10.
Listen, you're not.
I'm
10
still
years. You're not 10 years younger than me.
I'm negatively affected here by someone saying they didn't like gargoyles. That's like heartbreaking to me.
I didn't
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
that's actually a very solid show. It's on Disney Plus.
Is it really? Maybe I should check it out. Did it?
Yeah,
it
you
age
should.
well?
Yeah, it really has.
Did it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll check
And
it
if
out.
you appreciate Shakespeare, it's even better.
And they have the great voice cast, in my opinion.
You mean the entirety of the Next Generation?
Huh?
The what?
The entirety of the cast of the Next Generation, Star
yes.
Trek, is the voice cast of gargoyles.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's Jean-Luc Picard playing?
Oh gosh, I forgot who he plays.
Does he
plays
really play somebody? I was joking. He really does play somebody?
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it next time, but yeah.
Okay, next time. All right, well, that's it for Keeping the Geek Bros, episode 99-ish. Of course, you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Geek Bros with a 0, GEKBR0S. You listen to us every Wednesday. WeBeGeeksPC.com. Watch us whenever. YouTube.com/Vibro Studios. And email us, for the love of God. Even if you're Corona, cabin fever, dreams. You guys have no excuse now. Everybody's locked indoors. Email us, geekbros@yahoo.com, GEKBR0S@yahoo.com. Shameless promotion, gents, before we wrap it up.
Yes, you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darth_Flex.
All right, Roz.
You can find me on Ray Raziel on Instagram.
And of course, you can find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and .com. That's Viverev Studios, VIBEREV STUDIOS. Everything is there that you want to see and you want to hear and you want to watch. And please send us your stuff. Any updates or anything you want to share with us. And if you have any requests, we've been getting some requests that I'm going to be working on. Of course, it's got to be remotely for the time being. We'll get it to you. So thank you for tuning in to Keepin' the Geek Bros podcast. And remember, geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.